Now moving on to the 4 p.m. to midnight games. Another pretty significant amount of games that I'm liking. A lot more underdogs, which is usually a good sign, but we'll see. Duke, they're just one of the best road teams in the nation. I'm fully expecting them to completely dominate this Wake Forest team that hasn't really been that incredible this year. And Wake honestly hasn't been playing that well at home. Duke is literally the best team in the nation on the road. I'm just going to take them here pretty confidently. North Dakota State, another good matchup. The North Dakota team on the other side is pretty shit. They're one of the worst teams in the nation, especially defensively, where they're ranked 353rd. And with the North Dakota State at home, ranked 30th in offense efficiency, I think they're just going to completely dominate. Plus, on the other side, even though North Dakota's decent at shooting, a couple shots, they pretty much only hook up a bunch of threes. That's what they do, and some near basket shots. And those are the two spots where North Dakota State actually doesn't defend too poorly. So I think this is going to be an extremely one-sided game. I think North Dakota State wins this game by like 30 points. Game number 3, West Virginia. I'm surprised they're a dog, which makes me think this is a trap line, but I just think they're a much better team than this Kansas State team everywhere. There are some regression issues, but I don't like this Kansas State team at all. They've been losing nonstop, and West Virginia had a rough game, and now they're in a great bounce-back spot to get back on track, so I like them here. And then Auburn, there's actually a good chance we get Broom back, which would make this a slam spot for me. But I think this Tennessee team are pretty fraudulent, especially offensively. And I think this Auburn team has proven that when they're playing at home, they can beat anybody, even if Broom doesn't play. So a pretty short spread here. I like them a lot here in the spot. The rest of the games, I'm not going to go over each one because some of them are just pure model spots. Alabama A&M. I have them winning this game or losing this game by 2 with a 5.5 spread. I kind of like it. I don't think this Texas Southern team is that good. They played one of the easiest schedules in the nation. I just think Alabama plays really well at home. I think they'll be able to keep this game close. Portland State, this is just kind of a toss-up game, where I think these teams are slightly evenly matched. But I think Portland State plays really well at home, and they've been playing a little bit better as of late. The only advantage that Idaho State will have is on the offensive boards, but I don't think that'll be enough here on the road. Ole Miss, I probably think they're going to win outright, but if you look at their matchups, we have Missouri only winning this game by 1, but if you look at their actual matchups, Missouri typically likes to get a lot of points off steals. That's something that Ole Miss won't give you. And I think this Ole Miss defense, ranked 15th in the nation, is going to figure out a way to limit them. I like that spot for Ole Miss to cover that short spread. Coastal Carolina, they got absolutely blown out as short underdogs last game. I think this is a perfect get-right spot for them. I really don't think they're that bad of a team. I think they're actually slightly better than this Old Dominion team. So I think they can keep this number close against an Old Dominion team that pretty much only shoots mid-range shots, and that is actually Coastal Carolina's biggest strength at defending. So I think they keep this game close. North Alabama, I think this is just a slam spot for one of the best home teams in the nation. They're 8-1 against the spread at home. I think they're going to completely stop anything Austin PA tries to do on offense. They're already really bad on offense, and now they're playing a really good defensive team, especially from the three-point line. Even though North Alabama doesn't have the greatest offense ever, I think they'll find some success enough to cover this number. Game number 6, Xavier. I still think I am actually a big UConn fan, so I don't like to fade them, but I do think that they're still being overrated because of last year. But losing a couple of their top stars has really made them. I don't think it's necessarily nearly close to the team it was last year. The Xavier team has been playing pretty good, especially at home. I think they cover this number. LSU, I think Alabama's a fantastic team, but I think this LSU team is bad, but not 18 points bad. I have Alabama winning by 14. I think the fact that LSU can defend the paint extremely well, second best in the nation, will be enough here to limit this Alabama team from scoring. Yeah, they're going to shoot a bunch of mid-range, try to be offensive on defense, but I think this number is a little bit too big. I think Alabama probably wins this game by 13 or 14. Yeah, I think LSU will also find some success on the offensive boards. Game number 8, Montana State. This line is also a trap for me. I think if we're talking about teams in Montana, Montana State is the significantly better team. You could argue that Montana wants to prove that, hey, we're actually pretty good too. You know, they're a very consistent team, but I think Montana State is just better. 4 points as a dog. I think it's a few too many. San Diego State. They were one of the best teams at covering after losing games. They were 4-0 against the spread, and now they lost 2 games in a row. One against Air Force. They won that game, but they almost lost outright. They needed a buzzer beater. So I think this is a get-right spot for them against I'm not going to say Nevada's a bad team, but they're also not nearly as good as they were last year. So I think this should be more closer to a pick'em. San Diego State is just too good off defensively, especially in the mid-range. And this is going to be a slow-paced game, so I kind of like having the points. In the last game, Utah Valley, similar spot. I think they're just the better team in general. This should be a pick'em as well. The Seattle team is one of my favorites to fade. Utah Valley is just being a better offensive team and a much better defensive team this year. So even though Seattle typically does play a bit better at home, I think the consistency of Utah Valley is just going to be too much for this struggling Seattle squad. Yeah, those are all the games I'm playing today. You can check back the other video. Some of those games haven't started yet, but so far we're not doing bad. We have 1 push on Michigan State, and I'm hoping Creighton starts locking in because they had a pretty rough half, but they're up 6 right now to start the second, so I'm hoping all goes well. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.